Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, he narrates that before the Prophet ﷺ made it back to Mecca, he was coming from Ta'if, he rested in a place called An-Nahla. And this place is a small area between Ta'if and Mecca that has, some trees to take shade from, and it has some water as well. So it was common for people that were coming from Ta'if, because remember, it's about 70 miles. It's a long trip back, back then without modern transportation. They would rest there, so they would take their water there, and they would, take shade under the trees. Now, generally speaking, the jinn tend to inhabit those types of places, right, that are abandoned most of the time, right? But then there's some of these means that exist over there. And the Prophet ﷺ was reciting the Quran. And he was reading, alayhi salatu wasalam, either in his qiyam, so it was night prayer. Night prayer here can mean his isha, his qiyam, or his fajr. The point is, it was one of the prayers where the Prophet ﷺ was reciting out loud. Preceding that moment, when Allah Azza wa Jal revealed the Quran to the Prophet ﷺ, there are things that started to happen in the heavens that made life more difficult for the shayateen. The expulsion of the shayateen, the expulsion of the devils as they tried to gather the news of what takes place outside of this realm. And so they, the jinn, understood that something significant had just happened to the world. Right? And there are a group of jinn, subhanAllah, just like there are a group of human beings like Salman al-Farisi radiallahu ta'ala anhu, like Suhaib al-Rumi, that are looking around to figure out what's happening, either as sincere seekers or to interrupt that message even, right? To stop it and to solve the problem so that they can continue their devious ways. The point is that it's creating a search where some people are stagnant and settled in their place, others are searching. And what's really, subhanAllah, profound here is that Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhuma and Ibn Sa'ad, you'll notice in their narrations, they mentioned that these were jinn from Nusaybin. And Nusaybin was the center of Nestorian Christianity in the 5th century. It's one of the places that Salman al-Farisi radiallahu ta'ala anhu went to in his pursuits, because there was some reverence for the book, the actual message of the Torah and the Injil in those places. So it was a place of scholarship, religious scholarship of Al-Kitab, of the Torah and the Injil, right? And so the Nestorians there, which was a branch offshoot of Christianity, which more than likely is what Salman radiallahu anhu was encountering as he was going to these places, sort of studying outlawed Christianity at the time, right? That wasn't tarnished yet to the extent that the others were tarnished by the Trinity. Those jinn are from this area. SubhanAllah. So the same place that Salman radiallahu anhu once settled, looking for tawheed, looking for monotheism, a group of jinn come to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this place where he is reciting in An-Nakhla. Now, as he's reciting in An-Nakhla sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this place, the traditions about how the interaction between the Prophet ﷺ and the jinn took place has to be taken as a collective. So for example, here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He says, يَا قَوْمَنَا إِنَّا سَمِعْنَا كِتَابًا أُنزِلَ مِن بَعْدِ مُوسَى مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْحَقِّ وَإِلَى طَرِيقٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. O our people, that they went back to their people and they said, O our people, we have heard the book that has been recited, or a book that has been recited after Musa alayhi salam. And it confirms that which has come before, and it guides to the truth, and it guides to a straight way. And they called their people, يَا قَوْمَنَا أَجِيبُوا دَاعِيَ اللَّهِ وَآمِنُوا بِهِ يَغْفِرْ لَكُم مِّن ذُنُوبِكُمْ. That, O our people, come back to, or believe in this book, accept the invitation, and come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah Azza wa Jalla will forgive your sins, and He will protect you min adhab alim. He'll protect you from a punishment, which shows you, by the way, that they are also accountable to punishment.